I am back today reviewing an upper assembly with a list of specs and features that I never thought was possible to be this low in price and still work out fantastic down at the range. This is the brand new offering from Bear Creek Arsenal, and this is their 5.56 NATO chamber barrel with their cold hammer forged barrel. And you heard me correctly. Cold hammer forged barrels are a very premium barrel that a lot of companies will charge well over $1,000 for a complete upper assembly. Now, I've reviewed budget cold hammer forged barrel upper assemblies in the past, but I've never been able to find a complete one with BCG and charging handle for under about $450. And even then, you're making some sacrifices, and they generally have the polymer hand guards and front A2 sight posts. Now, those are not bad, but most people want to swap those out with a free-floating rail system, and the prices of those with cold hammer forged barrels, some of the cheapest I've seen have been $500 to $550. So for me to show you guys this right here and to tell you the price of $275.50 after my code 704 Tactical, it's still blowing me away. Bear Creek Arsenal had these guys selling for about $5.99, adjusted the price to $5.09, then they put them on sale for $2.89, and I have the code 704 Tactical for 5% off. That code works on pretty much everything on their website, so you want to use that at checkout every single time to see if it's going to save you some money, and it is applicable on this upper assembly. Now, I don't know how long this $2.89 sale is going to last, so that drops the price after my code to $275 and about 50 cents, and it has free shipping on top of that. So $275, cold hammer forged barrel, BCG and charging handle, and it runs great. We're going to talk about the complete list of specs and features, but I'm actually posting this video early, or recording it early, because of that sale. I was not planning on it being this cheap when I first said I would take a look and review this upper assembly, so I wanted to get it out quick. I took it down to the range a couple times, run a ton of rounds through it, and man, am I impressed. Let's start with the front and work our way to the back, and what you see here is a non-directional flash hider. I love that BCA is doing this because you don't need a crush washer to time it. It mitigates the flash nicely, and if you decide to put a quieting device on the end of it, you don't have to time the muzzle device when you take it on and off, and when you loosen it up, it works out really well. You can see the rail system stops just shy of the end, so you can swap out those muzzle devices without any issues whatsoever. It attaches to a very premium cold hammer forged barrel with a nitride finish and a carbine length gas system. Now, there are a few different configurations, but this is the one we're looking at, the model 902. Unfortunately, because of YouTube's policies, I can't link that, but I will post my campsite page. My campsite page has a ton of information, and I'll post like the model number and stuff. You guys should be able to find it. But I also have a Patreon page where you can find all daily deals, as well as my Instagram page where you can find daily deals and things over there, kind of get a jump on the video. But back to the review of the upper assembly. The rail system itself that surrounds that gas system and 4150 cold hammer forged nitrided barrel is a pretty slick M-Lok rail system. Is it my favorite that ever existed? No, but we are talking about a complete upper for $275. I want to keep that into perspective. It's got QD slots at the front and rear of the rail system, which is very nice. M-Lok slots all over it, a tapered down top rail system, pick rail at the front and back, and the only thing that could make this better, in my opinion, honestly, would be just completing out the pick rail. I like running my pressure switches at the top, and a lot of those snap to pick rail. I would like to see that improvement, but I'm not going to start nitpicking these subtle details because of the price, but I do want to mention it. Like, there are some improvements that could be made. No upper is perfect, but they are making some sacrifices there, in my opinion. Some people really like that and run their switches on the side, but everybody has their own kind of way they like to run things. Other ways I'll run that pressure switch if I don't have pick rail at the top is put a 45-degree offset pick mount on the side that attaches the M-Lok and run it there. It's actually very comfortable, and that's probably what I'll be doing with this upper assembly. It comes locked up with 8 hex head bolts, Torx bits bolts. In the past, about 2 or 3 years ago, I had a few of these walk loose, and a lot of my viewers did as well. So I always check those to see if they're torqued properly. These ones were, and every single upper I've gotten in the past 2 years has been torqued properly, but I do like to mention it. I don't want to talk about old uppers, but it was something that happened for a period of time. So if you guys had that happen, know that they've addressed the issue, they've resolved the issue, and all their current uppers are torqued correctly, and I've had no issues there. The other thing I do want to mention about BCA, and something that you're going to get a little bit of a sacrifice on, is anodization. You can clearly see a different anodizing pattern in the lower, the upper, and the rail. Is it a big deal? Not to me. Not at all. But to somebody who wants everything to match perfectly, you are going to get some shifts in batch anodization. So everything's going to be slightly different. Not every single time, but just bank on it. And if it matches perfectly, then you won't be disappointed. So I did want to point that out. The BCG and charging handle are pretty standard, but that's great because the BCG is good. It's MPI tested. It works great. It's smooth. It's nitride coated. You're not going to have issues with the BCG, and it functions great at the range. This is gassed perfectly. It ejects the spent shell casings between 2 and 3 o'clock for higher pressure brass cased ammo, and about 3 and 4 o'clock for steel cased ammo. Bear Creek says don't shoot steel. I shoot steel all the time. I've never had any issues out of the 5.56 NATO chambered guns. I don't like to run steel in my 223 Wild Chamber precision guns just because those chamber tolerances are a little bit tighter in the 223 Wild and they get stuck a little bit easier. But they've never had any issues with the 5.56 NATO chambered barrels, and that's what this one is. And it is plenty accurate down at the range. Also, if you want to top off this insanely nice build with an optic, I do want to mention this A010 right now is at a deep discount on Amazon. Auto on, auto off features. 50,000 hour battery life, insanely bright dot, and you can get this sub $50 to throw on top of that. Not only that, if you head over to my campsite page, I've got a ton of information and it's all structured accordingly. I actually paid for the premium campsite page, so when you go over there, you'll be able to see, click that first link and it'll give you more information. You'll be able to browse through. And I also have a ton of information about lowers, deals on lowers, and there's so many options out there where you can get a complete lower assembly for right around $120, $130, completing out an insane build, sub $500, including the optic, cold hammer forged barrel, and good quality lower assemblies. This is the time to grab things. It seems like right now, I just can't believe the price on this upper assembly. I don't think it'll last long. I think it'll sell out quick, or when the numbers start picking up, the price is going to go up. A lot of times when they do these sales, they're a limited time, so I jump on it. That's why I'm getting this video out there. I can highly recommend it. It functions great down at the range. No feed issues, no function issues, and it is an insanely good deal. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.